move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Here's the Bulls pick up 2, and he gets it to go.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start.
Against Indiana, he was really on his game. Wade, right side. Shoots from the baseline. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 3 assists now in this one. Bucks trail by 6. Carter Williams with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
Now here's Middleton. Just 5 on the clock. Fade away. And it's Chicago with the rebound. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Gobert pulls it in. Bulls have had a great rebounding team for a long time now. Last season was no different.
Yeah, so many categories to measure how well a team rebounds. The Bulls were in the top 3 in almost all of them.
Bucks have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
And, you know, the Bucks took a nice step by making it to the playoffs last season, but their ultimate goal is to win the division. They'll need to play better against the rest of the division to do that.
Greg, as you said, last
teams in your division, every game means that much more. Not only for winning the division, but just staying in the playoff picture. It's only going to get tougher this season as well.
A different look from Milwaukee. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Monroe. Mayo comes in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless. A beautiful reverse layup.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Jason Kidd. What'd you find out, Doris?
The phrase superstar gets tossed around the league a lot these days, but that is how he described Dwayne Wade. He said that D. Wade's the guy we'll be giving the most attention to because he can function either as a playmaker or what he chooses to do, he can hurt you. We have to be ready for everything. Easier said than done, guys.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Bayless's shot is off.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And the dunk by Rose.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
Here is Bayless. The kick out to Mayo. The rebound by Gibson.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Well, the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
That's tipped. Bayless with the basket, the assist from Antetokounmpo. Bayless has got his second basket of the game.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control. D. Wade with an excellent pass there.
The Bulls have shot just 1 free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game. Outside Mayo. And a miss there on the triple. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. It's the Bulls. They lead by 14. And will return shortly. And we're for the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot. Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
Yeah, that's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
They've got Greg Monroe, Parker out there with Chris Middleton. Then it's Michael Carter-Williams, and it's Bayless in at the shooting guard position. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. Rose kicks to Allen. There's the three. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
McDermott kicks to Rose. Rejected by Monroe. Carter-Williams, the pass to Middleton. Out to Parker. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
That's his first personal foul.
And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derrick Rose. He still needs to show that he can regain that high level of NBA play for an entire season. I think that's just a matter of time, Kevin.
Derek Favors checked in for Chicago.
Forget about finesse and agility. This big fella's all about power and force.
Bucks trail by 18.
Timeout. Milwaukee, timeout.
Start it.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. Was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
Here's Monroe, and the Bucks miss again.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it. Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty, and he just has that, Clark, that effortless knack for getting inside.
And guys, how about how fearsome he is at times? I mean, you'd hate to be the guy tasked with guarding him.
And he gets the bucket.
And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls' front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, two major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he'd had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him. You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers, and theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Bayless dishes to Parker, and that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. And 11 points for Parker.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious. And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team, a true warrior, even in an off year.
Nice fadeaway to get over the top.
Great shot. Had to fade back, but he still managed to drain it. And when it comes to Michael Carter-Williams, guys, I feel like people either love him or they don't buy him at all. I mean, he has the size, he's a good athlete, he plays hard. And he's also had some injuries, and he's been very inconsistent at times.
Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Jared Bayless. And the Bulls making a change also. Wade's checked in. Well, going back to Michael Carter-Williams, he is a polarizing prospect. For example, Greg, and you played the position, he gives you a lot of assists, but he also averages over 4 turnovers a game. That was just last year.
Yeah, that's true. And he gives you plenty of rebounds and steals as well. But sometimes the shot also, Kevin, not necessarily where you'd like it to be. At times he couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. This guy just really struggled. But the talent is there. It's just going to take some time for him to mature. And the jury's really still out on it.
Aaron Brooks, he's checked in for Derrick Rose. Carter-Williams against Brooks. And there's the feed to Noah. The 11-footer, and he drops that one in. And the Bulls lead by 21.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And it's Carter-Williams, that time on the assist by Monroe. And that's now 6 points for Michael Carter-Williams. The drive by Brooks. No luck. Good work defensively by Monroe. The Bucks have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Shots good by Middleton. Now Wade. A 26-point game for him in the win against Indiana.
And how about the extraordinary display of his passing in that game? He was making all the right decisions and had their offense humming.
And the Bucks with some changes. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Monroe. Henson comes in for Parker. And it's Mayo in for Chris Middleton. Mayo kicks to Carter-Williams. Mayo, the pass to Carter-Williams. Plumlee dishes to Mayo. 6 to shoot. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. Lets it go from deep. Shot by Mayo is no good.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
Antetokounmpo against Brooks. Kicks to McDermott for the 3. That is good. McDermott's got 6 points.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
Henson in the post. He's covered by Favors. Mayo kicks to Plumlee. Lets it go from 11. That doesn't go in either for Plumlee. Chicago leading by 20. Brooks outside. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Assist from Doug McDermott.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. Here's Carter-Williams. 6 points for him. Offensive rebound, Plumlee, and good work on the boards. They pick up a second chance points.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Wade dishes to Brooks. Plumlee with the steal. Now here's Mayo. It's good.
And that's a big bonus for him to end the quarter.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Bulls lead by 18. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hi, Kevin. I'm here with Dwayne Wade. And Dwayne, what about the way the offense on...
Each other some space. The court was open a little bit. I think Coach did a great job of making some adjustments. We was all being able to attack.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. An outstanding first quarter for Derrick Rose. He ended up with 17 points, 6 assists, and 1 block. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game. And that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Bucks.
On defense, they've been all over the place, especially when it comes time to protecting the rim. They struggle in a lot of areas, but they got to toughen up inside. It's a tough matchup for them right now, but that interior presence has to improve if they want to chip away at that deficit.
That does it for halftime as the game is just about set to get going again. We send you back to Kevin Harlan and crew for the third quarter.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. A fantastic game in this one.
And in terms of points in that first half, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
Tipping off the second half, here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. They've got McDermott, D-Wade out there with Derrick Rose. Then it's Rudy Gobert, and it's Favors in at the force line. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. It's an 18-point game. Carter Williams, the pass to Monroe. And he banks in the layup. Monroe's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Bucks.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Here's Gobert, and there's a whistle that goes against Greg Monroe. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Wade against Middleton. Pass to Gobert. Right wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, it's not something that you see often. A winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jason Kidd was saying to his team. He told the team he wanted to run their offense through Parker. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
And thanks for that story, Doris.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
To end the run, and he sinks the layup. Monroe's got 6.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low. And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Portis, he's checked in for the Bulls. Chicago shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
I know that's an aspect they've been trying to address as a team. I mean, they've got to get those free throw numbers up and improve.
The drive by Gobert. Rose double teamed. He feeds it to Gibson. It's Solomon to Kumbo. Here's Middleton, and they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
That's good.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, Greg. Getting everything he possibly could out of that play. Nicely done.
Good call.
And a blazing start to the second half. They've hit all 5 shots.
Bucks trail by 20.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Chicago has gotten on a roll from three-point land. They've been flawless, 6 for 6 tonight. Portis, the pass to Gobert. Good D by Parker.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Here's Bayless, and Gibson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. A different look for Milwaukee. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Monroe. Henson comes in for Parker, and it's Mayo in for Chris Middleton. Chicago also making some changes. Joakim Noah's checked in for Rudy Gobert, and Dwayne Wade subbed in for Ray Allen. Here's Antetokounmpo. Tries again. And there's the nice layup by Henson.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Wade passes to Portis. Hits the outside fadeaway. And the Bulls lead by 20.
How quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Mayo kicks to Bayless. Back to Mayo. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And guys, when you look at O.J. Mayo's statistics over the past few years, nothing really stands out. But then you watch him in games, especially in clutch moments, and he can seem like the most dangerous guy on the floor. A scary, deep-range shooter who loves to take defenders one-on-one.
Well, on the topic of O.J. Mayo, has value in this NBA.
Yeah, he really does. Multi-skilled, good size, sees himself as a superstar, and yet that sometimes derails him being as effective as he could be because he just can't quite get comfortable in that role of being a backup.
Bucks trail by 20.
Bucks call timeout.
Timeout. Start it.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. And for most of his career, Taj Gibson has been a tremendous role player up front. GA, he's been extremely steady over 6 full seasons.
And Kevin, he gives you a lot of energy and athleticism when he enters the game. He's got the great length with that 7'4" wingspan. But to me, it's not just about having it. It's about the fact that he utilizes it. And it really allows him to get in there and attack the backboard and contest shots.
Mayo, that's good.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And here's Wade. He's got 10. The dish to McDermott. The basket good off the assist from Wade. Wade's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Yeah, you know, talking about Gibson, he started 70 games his first year and made the all-rookie team. But thereafter, it had been mostly a 6-man off the bench. It happens, but it's still somewhat unusual for a guy to go backwards like that.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Henson, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
And talking about Gibson, if he ever wants to be seen as a high-level starter, he needs to work on a few things. More bankable moves in the post, a more fluid post game, if you will, and really increased strength and consistency. I think those things will carry him to that starting 5.
And the Bulls making a change here. Favors is checked in. Shot's good. And that's now 6 points for O.J. Mayo.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
What a passing display he has put on here tonight.
Yeah, he's spoiling us, Greg. I mean, there's just another fantastic dime dropped right there. That one certainly should make the highlight reel.
3 seconds left. Can't get it to fall. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Bulls out front, opening up a huge gap. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Bulls leading by 20. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. The dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward, and it's Monroe in at the 5 spot. Here's McDermott, and he gets the bucket.
And one thing about the NBA, there are a ton of siblings currently playing in the league. Some on the same team, some on opposing sides, but there must be over a half a dozen sets of siblings.
Here's Monroe. Favors with the rebound.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
As you said, Greg, there are a ton of sibling pairs in the NBA. Even more, Clark, if you include the D-League.
Well, you start with the Plumlees, the Gasols, the Teagues, Zellers. For twins, you have the Lopez twins, Morris twins, the Zellers, Gasols, Teagues, Steph, and Seth Curry. Count 2 with the D-League.
That's a lot. That's a lot. The drive by Wade. Here's McDermott. The shot is off. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. And here we go. Fast break. Carter Williams has got the ball. And the rejection by Favors. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And here they go. Rose. Good. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Bulls.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Carter Williams kicks to Monroe. Another shot, and it's Antetokounmpo with the bucket inside. Antetokounmpo's got 4 this quarter.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Chicago calls timeout.
And still, I don't know that anyone can define what Giannis's position is. It's kind of still up in the air. I mean, he's played mostly on the wing a season ago, and thus far, maybe that could end up being the best fit.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Bayless is checked in. Nice shot by McDermott.
Man, they came out smoke here from beyond.
And Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Parker. Parker double-teamed. Out left to the wing. Middleton for 3. Derrick Rose grabs the miss. Prior to last season, Giannis was experimenting with a point guard position for stretches during the summer league.
Well, you know, Kevin, he's just the type of guy whose size and length really allow him to guard every position.
True. Here's Bayless. Chicago grabs the miss. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Wade with it. Now Monroe defending. Wade passes to Favors. Lets it go from the wing. Good.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Inside, here's Wade. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. 14 points for Dwayne Wade.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Screen by Monroe. Parker, a screen on Rose. It's Parker with the drive. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off. For Bayless, it was his 6th team in 7 years last season. A good utility combo guard to have. He can score, he can make plays for others. He's really defined his role in this league.
A big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Monroe. Damian Inglis comes in for Jabari Parker. Juan's checked in for Antetokounmpo, and it's Mayo in for Chris Middleton. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Portis comes in for Derek Favors. Dunleavy's checked in for Doug McDermott. And Allen subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Talking about Jared Bayless, some thought he would be a star when he first entered the NBA, and he certainly had his moments, Greg, but inconsistency and turnovers have kept the lid on his progress.
Yeah, well, where I like Bayless is in spot plays. You need a spark offensively. You go see Jared. Sound offensively, really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way.
A total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bulls.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Derrick Rose. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Here's Bayless, and Gibson sends it back.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge, too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball.
Chicago calls timeout. They're ahead by 26. 50 seconds left in the game.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
And the Bucks making a change here. Ennis is checked in. Smooth sailing for Chicago.
Chicago timeout call.
Timeout. Start it.
Chicago calls timeout. They're up by 26. There's 47 seconds left in the 4th quarter. The Bulls making a switch here. Rose is checked in. There's 47 seconds left in the game. Here's Portis. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. Once they had him on the ropes, they started throwing haymakers at him.
The whole knockout blow.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
From deep. But they get it back. Allen dishes to Rose. Back to Allen. Outside Rose. Got a piece of it. Plumlee with the steal. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Dwayne, you had a huge impact on the boards tonight. Was that something you tried to do?
Yeah, Coach told me to rebound. I've been trying to rebound lately, so just trying to get down there and help our big guys out.
You did exactly that, Dwayne. Thank you. Kevin, over to you.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game. Derrick Rose, just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on, a huge factor. Kenny, what did you think?
Ernie, that is the definition of domination. He took them to school tonight in every possible way. I know there's 10 players on the court, but I only noticed one.
We saw Rose explode tonight. His dual threat ability, being able to score or pass equally well, man, that puts him on another level.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.